Good morning and welcome to the 2020 Western Horn Festival online edition. My name is Jena Gardner and I'm the Horn Professor at Western Illinois University. The Western Horn Festival has been an annual event since 2002, and I'm excited that despite the circumstances, we are all able to come together and share our passion for the horn. There are many types of events throughout the day, hopefully something for everyone. You will be able to find all the play-along parts for download in the video notes. This first session is a play on the tradition of group warm-ups at horn festivals. Although we're not able to hear each other, we'll be connected by putting our minds to the same activity around the world. Grab your horn and download today's flow warm-up. We'll begin in 30 seconds. Welcome to the flow warm-up session for the 2020 Western Illinois Horn Festival. As you can see, we are virtually in the Western Illinois University Concert Hall. So I thought that we would start with a grounding exercise that I like to do before any practice session, but certainly first thing in the day. So to start with, you can put your horn down if you like, or you can hold it in your lap. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take 3 sets of inhale and exhale, thinking about 4 beats in and 8 beats out. So I'll be the time here. Let's start with an exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale 8. Inhale 4. Last one. Good, now just take a moment to pause. And I want you to notice 3 things that you can see and just name them internally to yourself. And then 3 things you can hear. And finally, close your eyes and notice 3 things you can feel. Good, slowly open your eyes down towards the floor, taking a nice deep breath. And this is a great opportunity now to set an intention for your session. So today's session is focused on a flow warm-up. So let's set an intention collectively to focus on the inhale and the exhale throughout this process. The first playing exercise that we're going to do today is going to be some mouthpiece buzzing. I started doing this during my undergraduate as a way to practice smoothing the transition between notes. And this exercise came from my teacher, Gail Williams. So we'll start by giving ourselves a starting pitch. So we're going to start on a G. Okay. And the goal is going to be to think about almost like a gooey glissando, where it's stretching from one note to the other and everything in between we can hear. So make sure that you're inhaling and exhaling evenly throughout the exercise. And I'll demonstrate it one time and then we'll do it together. So here's the metronome. Here's the demonstration. 2, 3. And then we'll rest 4 beats. Okay? So remember, smooth and gooey between the notes. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, breathe. 2, 3, down a half step. 1, 2, 3. Boom. One, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Down. Down. Good, and let's stop there. So we can continue down in this exercise into a range that's sort of difficult to play on the mouthpiece. And it's something that we can think about doing only as much as we can maintain a good embouchure and good air and a good, beautiful, smooth sound. Think about maybe adding a half step or a whole step, depending on where you're at. Okay, so I want us to go back up to the top again, and now we're gonna ascend. So let me give us that starting pitch one more time. Okay, if you want to sing it with me, that's great. Here we go. Starting from G to C. 1, 2, 3. Three. 1, 2, 3. Let's pause. Think about air speed, especially as we're going higher. And we're going to start on this note. Keep it smooth. 2, 3. We're going to do one more. 3. Good. And something to listen for in this exercise is if it's smoother for you on the ascent and maybe not as smooth on the descent. See if you can slow down that transition between the notes when you're practicing this on your own and fill in all of that sound. So it's like a slide or maybe like thinking about like a trombone movement. Okay, just like really even and consistent in that glissandi. Let's go on to the next exercise. I've called this the long tone wiggles. The idea here is to blow air as if you're playing a long tone, but to activate the fingers to move just a half step down. And we're going to start in the middle and work our way out. You'll notice throughout this warm-up, I've really geared it towards middle register and expanding from there. So on your own time, you're always welcome to expand it further and use that to help develop your range. But I think that it's ideal to always start from a comfortable place and only go into our uncomfortable zone as far as we can do so with good, healthy habits like a good, strong embouchure and good air and beautiful sound. Okay, so in the next exercise, we're going to take a full measure to inhale. So as you inhale, be thinking about an even and easy feeling in the body. And then just like the word embouchure, that means the flow of a river, the mouth of a river, think about that water flowing through this long tone with no articulation at the beginning. Okay, here we go. Let me grab my horn here. 4 beats, inhale. Let's take a minute here or a moment here to empty water. I know I've got some. And talk about the next exercise, which is a harmonic series based, meaning it's going to utilize the open notes for each length of tubing on the horn. So you can see it's written in 2 parts. The first part, we slur quarter notes. And the second part, we take the same amount of time, these quarter notes, we divide them all into 1/8 notes and slur across them. So while we're playing this, think about that smooth airflow transitioning through the different pitches, just like we did when we were buzzing on the mouthpiece. Okay, so as we're going down and as we're going up, the speed of the air is going to change just a little bit, but it's going to be constantly flowing. Okay, here's our tempo. First time through, open F horn. 2, ready. Rest 4 beats. The challenge in this exercise is to make sure that the air does not change when we go to articulate. So the second part of the exercise, you have to be especially attentive to that airflow. Okay, we're going to go down to second valve now, and something you might experiment with is on the quarter note version, try flutter tonguing it. I'm going to do that this time through. That tends to help us smooth out the air. Ready, 2, 3. Let's repeat that with no flutter. Ready? Now the eighth note version, 2, 3. First valve, as written. One and 2. Two and 3. Notice we need more air down in this register as the tube gets longer. 3. And last one on 1 and 3. Good, let's take a little rest, empty your horn, and we're going to go up now using the B flat side of the harmonics. So we'll start again with open F horn, and then we'll go to trigger 2, 3, trigger 1, 2, and etc. They're listed for you on the warm up. So here we go. Open, 2, 3. Trigger 2, 3. Trigger 1, 2. Trigger 1. just take 2 measures rest here and up to trigger 2. 2. Measures rest, trigger open, 2, 2, 3. As you play this more, don't be shy about throwing in some flutter tongue in the middle of that. If you can flutter tongue, it's a really beneficial strategy. You could also get out the mouthpiece and buzz it to make sure it's really smooth. Then put it on the horn and see if it sounds any different to you. The next part of our warm-up is called major range expansion. We're going to utilize the first 5 notes of each major scale and expand our register beyond this mid-range that we've been in most of the sessions today. So as we're playing this, remember to focus on your airflow throughout, especially when you get to the articulated tenuto section. Again, think about slicing that air. I like the idea of turning on a water faucet and moving your hand across it. It's the same thing. We want our air to flow like the water, and then we want to slice it with the tongue. You can try that if you like. Keep your fingers firm, and when you practice this in the future, feel free to vary the dynamics and maybe alternate the days in minor by lowering the 3rd scale degree. Okay, so here's our slightly faster tempo for you to hear. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. We're going to pause here for 10 seconds, let you scroll or open the next page and empty your horn. And we're back. Remember that as we continue, you can choose whatever octave is most beneficial for you to be working on in this moment. Here we go with the tempo. And 1, 2. The last portion of our group warm-up today is going to focus on fluid flexibility. So keep thinking about that water analogy. We're just letting the air flow between the notes. This time we're going to be using the harmonic series again, moving more quickly. So I'm going to set the same tempo as the last exercise, and be sure to be subdividing eighth notes before we begin. And why don't I demonstrate it one time so you can get it in your ears, and then we'll play it together. Let me turn on the right microphone setting. Here we go. Example. Let's do it together. Open F horn. Here we go. 1, 2. Rest and second valve. Here we go. 1, 2. Rest. First valve. Two and three. One and three. Good. Let's go on to the next pattern, which is based on an exercise that was given to me a long time ago by Doug Campbell at Interlochen. Some of you may have studied with him. So we're in compound meter now, so we're going to divide each beat into 3. Dee da da dee da da dee da da dum. And I'm actually going to go a little bit slower. Here we go. 60 beats per minute. Open horn. Here we go. Together. 2 and 3 and that lip trill's optional at the end. Here's second valve. Ready? First. Remember your smooth air. 1, 2, 3. Two and 3. And 1 and 3. 3. And I always like to get down to 1 and 3 on that one because that's a nice Mozart trill combination for Mozart 3 when you're trilling from G to A. Okay, so you can always on your own time go up the ascending side of the harmonic series using the B flat fingerings. For today's purposes, we're keeping it within a certain time frame. So thank you so much for warming up with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this session. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. You're welcome to leave them on the video broadcast on Facebook or perhaps on YouTube. You can also email me, horn@wiu.edu. If you like this session and you're interested in more, you can always check out my video series on YouTube called Horn Hacks. Thanks again for warming up with us today. I hope you discovered something new or were reminded of something useful. Take a short break, grab a coffee or tea, and join the members of Cobalt Quartet for a discussion on careers, education, practicing, and more on the next hour. The 2020 Western Horn Festival is offered free to the public. If you would like to make a donation to support students facing unexpected hardship due to COVID-19, text WIU CARE to the number 41444. Thank you.